Let's bring in our gambling specialist, Sammy P, and win you all some money throughout the rest of October. Sammy P, as everyone else likes to call him, Sammy Panayotovich, as I like to call him, because that's his actual name that just nobody else knows how to pronounce, but I do. Sammy, welcome back in, my friend. Thank you for joining me.
Happy to be here. I wore the purple for Taco Bell, but I wore the suit, Ben, for the White Sox funeral I attended about 3 hours ago. I still can't believe that Anderson, Moncada, Robert Abreu, and Eloy Jimenez got no extra base hits in the entire ALDS. if you would have told me that was going to happen, I wouldn't have bet the Boston or the Chicago White Sox for that matter. What a disaster they were at the plate.
It really was. But Sammy, again, thanks for joining me. We got you back. We're going to talk some ALCS. We're going to talk some World Series. We're going to let you tell the people where they should be putting their money in these upcoming weeks when it comes to the rest of the baseball playoffs. So we've had you on a couple times. I'm excited to have you back. And let's start with the remaining matchup we have in the division series. We have the Giants and we have the Dodgers. The series is shifting back to San Francisco for a Game 5 winner-take-all matchup to go to the NLCS. And, the odds here are minus 110 on both sides. So, as even as it gets. So what do you like here in this Game 5 matchup?
I love the Giants bullpen. I love. And when you look at the starters, Webb and Arias, I think this is a game where both guys probably go 5 innings, maybe 5 and a third, 5 and 2/3. And then it goes to the pen. And who's been better regular season, postseason than the San Francisco Giants? I mean, they just throw guys at you. They get guys out. And I think it's very telling, Ben, because we know how people bet the Dodgers. They bet them until, the cows come home. The fact that this is minus 110 tells me everything I need to know here. The Dodgers probably true line is like minus 130, minus 135 or so, but there's a lot of respect in Las Vegas. We know that the books don't need the Giants to win and go far, but the fact that they're pricing this as a coin flip against the very popular LA Dodgers club, I love the Giants. I was all in the Giants before the series, and I'm not going to change my mind now.
You were, and this is another situation, it sounds like, where, if this wasn't the Dodgers involved, the odds would probably be 130, but because it is the Dodgers and people like to bet on them, it's minus 110 on both sides. Before we move on from this game, Sammy, do you like anything? You got any props you're going to bet on this game?
Yeah, I was flipping through the phone here. I got the Fox Bet app up, and I found a couple that I really like. I'm only going to give you one, though. Chris Bryant to hit a home run and the Giants to win is plus 550. So 100 makes me 550. I don't know how you feel about Bryant, but I've seen him do this in big games in Chicago for years. When the stakes are high, this guy thumps the ball. I don't know that he's going to get one over the wall, but given the math, you're going to give me 550 on Bryant to homer and the Giants to win. I'll throw a little bit of coin down. Why not?
Here's what I know. I know that Chris Bryant in the regular season is always very streaky. I know when it comes playoff time, he seems to rake. And I also know that you are a pro's pro by only giving us one of the many props that I know you have. Because that's an absolute pro right there. Sammy, let's move on to the American League side of things, the ALCS. We got the Houston Astros and we got the Boston Red Sox. The Houston Astros are minus 162 to win this series. They got home field advantage as well. The Red Sox are plus 135. What are you looking at in this series?
The lineup for the Red Sox getting plus 135 is very intriguing to me. And I thought they were a little undervalued in that series against Tampa. Remember, Tampa opened minus 200 against Boston. So this is a big correction in the market. Vegas opened this minus 150 on the Astros. So that's a 50-cent drop from the Rays to the Astros. That's pretty telling, right? I think the Astros, and give our guy Jacob Sarabia, who hasn't left me alone on Twitter since game 1 or game 2 of the ALDS, give him a little hat tip. Congrats, he got past the White Sox. But this is a tougher test because the Red Sox 2 through 6, 2 through 7 in that lineup, they are unconscious right now, man. I know it's a small sample size, but through the postseason so far, Red Sox have the highest average, most hits, highest slugging, and most home runs. Good luck with that lineup. And when I saw Lance McCullers leave last game with forearm tightness, it made me a little nervous because we know Houston doesn't have the horses in the rotation. This will be a slugfest of a series, and I think it could go either way. If that's the case, if I make it a coin flip, of course, I'm going to take plus 135 before I lay 162. That's no problem.
So are you looking at, is there a series handicap you would look at here?
Yeah, so this is essentially, Ben, it's a spread on the series. They give you or you take a game and a half. So essentially here, if the Red Sox make it to game 6 or game 7, you're good, right? I mean, like that's the math here. So if it goes to game 7, I get the 1.5. Red Sox lose the series 4-3. 1.5 plus 3 is 4.5. So this has to go the distance here. But as I said, I don't like either rotation. I don't really like either bullpen. This has all the makings of a classic 7-game series. The Red Sox don't have to win the series. As long as it goes the distance, I can't lose. There's a little bit of juice here, minus 154, but I think the Red Sox have every chance to win it. And if in this case, if they lose in game 7, I will win. Give me plus 1.5 games with the Boston Red Sox.
So you get them here, even if the Astros can still win the series here. If it goes 7 games, though, you win your bet. And any situation, any scenario where the Red Sox win the series, you win this bet as well. So that's what Red Sox plus 1.5 means, correct? As long as they're within a game, if the series ends 4-3 Astros, if the series ends 3-2, or, whatever, 4-3 Red Sox, you win that bet no matter what.
Yeah, Red Sox win the series, I'm cool. Red Sox lose 4-3, I'm cool. As long as it's not 4-2, 4-1, 4-0 Astros, Red Sox plus 1.5 is a winner.
I'm going to be honest with you, Sammy. I don't know, man. I really feel this Astros team, they're road warriors, man. They have embraced the whole villain role. If there's anybody that's not going to be intimidated going into Fenway Park on the road in front of that hostile crowd, it's these guys. Not only will they not be intimidated, I think they embrace it. I'm really, really excited to see this series because, I think we both kind of went in a direction of pitching is going to win in the playoffs. We like this team because of pitching. That's why we both like the White Sox. And then we now have this series, which is all offensive oriented. And I'm super excited to watch it. So we got your bet there. We like what you like, or we got what you like in Red Sox plus 1.5 series handicap. So let's move on to some World Series odds. What do you like in terms of some best bets we can find in the World Series?
Well, this is predicated on this team taking care of business in a do or die spot. San Francisco Giants at the number plus 350. So I told you before this whole thing started, I thought it'd be the White Sox and the Giants. One of my teams, RIP, it's all over, but I will stick with the Giants here. If they win this 7th game, or the 5th game rather, I'm so used to the 7-game series, right? If they win this 5th game against the Dodgers, this price gets cut down to maybe 225 or 2-1. You might see a very similar price with the Giants and the Astros, but I'm going to get ahead of the curve here. I want the Giants to win game 5 and to win the World Series. You get ahead of the move, you get more money in your pocket. Plus 350. I think they slay the Giants. And by the Giants, I mean the Dodgers. I think the Giants are going to put away the Dodgers, move on to the NLCS, and that'll be a hell of a series. What if we get, Ben, Red Sox and Astros and Giants and Braves? Holy offense. That's going to be an awesome Final Four.
So what you're saying is if you like the Giants, get ahead of this final game, because if you like them in the World Series, that means they have to win this next game. And you might as well bet it before their odds plummet after this game 5, correct? So bet it before this game even starts.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes to the same people that like the Dodgers. Look, I like the Giants. If you like the Dodgers, my advice would be to bet one of those two teams right now. Don't wait until game 5 is over and then look up and go, oh, I like the Dodgers, or, oh, I like the Giants, because you're not going to get the best price. If you feel it in your gut that one of these teams is going to move on and win the World Series, bet it before that 5th game, because the price will only go down on the winner.
Sammy, you're a legend, my friend. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I love having you on, man. Best of luck in all your future bets. And on top of that, you're the best dressed man in all of the gambling world, and that's why I most love having you on. So, my friend, thank you so much for joining me. I'll have you back on soon.
Chris Bryant, buddy. Going Yabo. You pay attention.
All right, buddy. See you. Thanks. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.